Welcome to PensacolaHome.tv, your best resource for everything that you need to know about real estate in Pensacola and the surrounding area. I'm Reese Andrews, and with me today is Bill Sheffield.
Wow, it's such an honor and a pleasure to be here with you.
Well, I'm glad that you're here as well, because you're a professional real estate agent.
I am.
And you've been doing this in Pensacola area for 16 years.
I have. And even more than that, Reese, I've taken the time to do the study. You know, like doctors have board certified and all the other things. Well, I'm not qualifying that a realtor has the same educational expectations of a doctor, but I have got many designations that I've worked on and gotten past the just normal getting a real estate license, because it's important that you understand when people make a decision to buy or sell a home, they don't do it that often, Reese.
Right, right.
I mean, typically we used to say that people would be in their homes for 5 or 6 years, probably stretched out to 10 years now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not something that they do that often. And it's just like if they're a teacher or they're a fireman.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't want to fight the fire in my house.
Right, so you call a professional.
I don't want to teach your kids.
Right.
I want somebody that's been trained, that's had the educational, and more important, the experience that's involved in doing what they do.
Well, buying a home is a huge, huge undertaking. I mean, you're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars, and trusting that, I would be frightened to trust that to myself. I wouldn't know where to begin. Well,
in the first place, you don't know what you're doing. I'm not saying you are a dummy, but the fact of it is that unless you've done this hundreds of times,
right.
Because I will tell you this, I've done this hundreds of times, and I don't remember two that are that similar.
Right.
There's something going to go wrong. Do you know who to call for a home inspection? Do you know how to call to get a termite inspection done?
I didn't even know you needed those things.
What if you need carpet replaced? Who do you
Right.
call? How do you negotiate the price? How do you know that the asking price on that house is not fair?
Right.
Do you just automatically say, let's try to go $15,000 under?
Right.
A professional like myself, I know what that house is worth. I can tell you within $200 what that house is going to be worth. Because you know why? I know what the appraisers are going to appraise it. We don't sell houses for what they're worth anymore. We sell houses for what the appraisers say they're worth. So you go out there riding down the street and you see this for sale by owner, you go knock on the door and it's a nice couple. They're just sweet. They let you in the house, you go through it, and the whole time they're selling you on that house.
Right.
Because for some reason, they want gone. And another thing to remember, they don't want to pay somebody to sell their house.
Right.
So either they're upside down, and we all know we're not talking about pineapple upside down.
Right, it's not that delicious.
They owe more for the home than they can get for it.
Right.
But they're not there to tell you what that home is worth. They're there to get every dime that they can for it.
Right.
Don't blame them at all. I do the same thing.
Sure.
But the fact of it is that home is worth X number of dollars. And so if you're not letting a professional sell the home for you, the chances are that you're trying to buy a home and now you have nobody involved that knows what they're doing.
Right.
The buyer doesn't know what they're doing, the seller, what do you do if you get a contract on a for sale by owner? Do you know that over 90% of the time, people that try to sell their homes on their own wind up hiring a realtor?
I can only imagine, and I bet you have horror stories of people who have either tried to buy their home, buy a home by themselves, or sell a home by themselves, and it just didn't end up working out that well. So I think what you probably did is put together a report.
I do. I have a report. 3 costly mistakes the do-it-yourself, I call it the do-it-yourself home buyer tries to do. Do-it-yourself home buyer. I like that.
Is that like the do-it-yourself plumber that ends up calling the real plumber later?
Yeah, you get in there and there's water everywhere, and all of a sudden,
right,
ring-a-ding-ding.
Yep.
Or maybe you try to put out your own fire. I don't think that's smart.
No, that's not. So you got a report that you put together, and it's free?
Free, absolutely free. Go to PensacolaHome.tv. 3 costly mistakes the do-it-yourself home buyer makes. And they're critical, they're costly, they're expensive. They can make you lose the home that you and your family wants. So go to PensacolaHome.tv, order this report, it's absolutely free. Click on the link and we'll get it right to you. And absolutely, while you're there, notice something. Where there's a bill, there's a way.